this. So UK, Japan, air. So as the name suggests, this is a deck that's mostly running air units, and as such, a lot of the cards we have synergize or leverage that fact, such as air superiority here. A Japanese order, it only deals 1 damage to a unit, but if we have an air unit on the field, it deals 3 damage instead. So just a very efficient removal order when paired with our air units. Close air support, again, very efficient, powerful buff card to be running with all of our British air units. Finest Hour, similar effect, though it gives blitz. One of the things that's worth noting is that the new Hurricane, I say new Hurricane because this was recently changed from a 4K unit to a 3K unit. Hurricane plus Finest Hour on turn 9 lets us do 10 damage to the enemy HQ. So these two cards can let you just steal games out of nowhere often, assuming they're not running guard units. Which is really, really cool. Other cards that work well with our air units. Burning Sun, pretty much the Blitzkrieg of the sky as a way to close out games. There's a lot of lists that aren't necessarily running this. I personally feel that that's a mistake. I think being able to just, again, kill your opponent out of nowhere when you get even just like 2 units that can stick on the board is very, very good. I've stolen a lot of games off the back of this card, so I think it's worth putting in your Japanese air decks if that's what you're doing. The top end of this list for cards number 4+, they're like I've been tweaking that a little bit. The original, like the list that you'll notice that I played last season was running some precision bombings. I felt like, again, as a slight hedge to aggro, and the fact that we actually don't have that many bomber units in the deck, I decided to run some Blackburns instead. Just increase our density of units. Shelling's in the list as well for that reason. If we can stall to like get to the carpet bombings and such, that's good. The deck doesn't have any life gain though. That's one thing to note. It's hard to fit enough air units, payoffs for those units, and like the key elites and other stuff that you need to stay alive, and also be running healing. But you know, I'd be willing to take suggestions of where you could fit some more healing cards in this deck over other things. But anyway, this list has done, or things similar to this list has been reasonable for me in the past. So we'll jump in and see if these slight changes, how these changes feel and how they contend with this sort of new German-Japan aggro-centric format. Well, that's solid. I don't think we want these this early. Illustrious is just really powerful for putting bodies on the... Okay. Would have liked to see like an air superiority and maybe like a 1-drop, but we didn't get it. I think it's correct to keep these though. Maybe this I could have an argument for. I think Takasagi is worth keeping, especially on the play. We get to put it out on our turn 4. Like, I think that's worth doing. Now the question is, do I just play out the HMS Illustrious as kind of a distraction? I think that's okay. Like, at the very least, these will gain us some life if the enemy wants to eat them. Yeah. So that card was essentially gain 6 life for us that turn, which I think is valuable. Alright, well that means we're not getting blitzkrieged at least. Or amphibious assaulted. That's rough. Our opponent had an insanely good start this game, and our start was a little slow. Yeah, I guess we just have to do this. Spoils of war in your aggressive deck. Guess we gotta do this because Blitzkrieg's a thing. Looking for Monty. Guess we could go like... Alright. We're dead anyway. This might be one where we just change the deck immediately. I think we just gotta expect that we're running into aggro, 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 and make our deck suited to deal with that better. Okay, maybe our Takasagi's buy us enough time. Play more out. Could have Blitzkrieg, which wouldn't be that bad for him because he would just have to throw one unit at each of these, and he'd still get to attack with other cards. Yeah, and of course, all the while he is... Oh, he took away his isolation. That's really good. That's also pretty good. Maybe the cut is like the convoys could become fortification. Maybe the card draw is not as important as the healing. Maybe we don't need the Ultra. Ultra's really strong, obviously, but it's kind of bad in the face of the aggro decks. I mean, I'm just not finding our best draws. Do I want to pump them up so I can blow up the Panzer? Probably. Oh, but then I don't have enough reserves. Shoot. I don't know why. I thought I'd have enough to attack with both either way. That's unfortunate. Yeah, with that in mind, I definitely would have just saved it and bombed. Oh, well. Now there's that. Dead to air blitz, because you're always dead to air blitz. Did they nerf it? That must have been a while ago. Yeah, it used to cost 2, right? Wow, just the perfect draws for our opponent. Fortunately, we had that up. Definitely want to be resource efficient here. Oh yeah, good call. I should definitely take the front line. You're right. Yep, and we got appropriately punished for not doing that. Because of course he ran like 2 of those in a row off the top. I was thinking I'd want him to take the front line with the Takasagi to expose his HQ. Like, he's probably not going to do that anyway. But yeah, you're totally right. I should have taken the front line. Yeah, it was unlucky, but... You know, we gave him the chance to get lucky by not taking the front line. So, that was totally my mistake. Sometimes you forget that you can take the front line with air units. Or I do, anyway. Because, like, it almost never comes up in this deck. That's pretty frustrating, though. I think we would have won that game if I had done that. Hard to say what he's doing. I don't think I'd throw this out while I have 2 air superiorities in hand. We'll wait for him to play something that these can kill. Yeah, Like so. Yeah, it was definitely his last 35 T2. He had played out the rest already. Maybe I'm supposed to save that because he could play just a big chunky tank this turn. So air blitz on this makes it a 3-4. It's not quite good enough. Just supposed to do this. It's a decent hit. Could make this to a 5-5 and attack. Is that worth doing? If I do, then it just dies to a tactical strike. Then we're not doing anything for several turns. Also means that if it dies, it's our only air unit that can power this up. Yeah, I don't know. I'm in an awkward position. We are slowly creeping towards Empire of the Sun, though. Which will be great with, you know... That I don't mind. Boo. Yeah, maybe they are just too many payoffs for the air units in this list. Maybe the Burning Suns could be something else. Silly opponent, don't you know that you can't play 5-drops against Japan? We're gonna overdraw by 1, but it just doesn't matter. The deck is pretty order dense. Burning Suns, in this aggro-centric format, maybe the Burning Suns are just better as more guard units. British or otherwise. That seems a little iffy. I mean, we were gonna get to draw anyway. What's the best thing to do here? Kind of tempted to just bomb this. It's probably not correct though. Might be okay. Definitely don't want to give him another draw with that. That's rough. So our opponent's running Sky Barons. That's, yeah, that's a card. Maybe Burning Sun will get to do something good this game. Now's our window to use that. Ugh, that's annoying. Well, now what do I pick? I guess it's this. Six, seven, that's not enough to kill it. Ugh, man. Did we already play our HMS Illustrious this game? If not, then these will do okay. Joke's on you, opponent, I didn't like my hand anyway. He discarded it? Oh, okay. And we're probably dead. Yep. Rough stuff. Maybe we need to reevaluate this before we continue on with it. These have definitely felt really bad in all the games that we've drawn him today so far. It's like, on the one hand, I feel like I want big guard units to help grind a little bit more against mid-range decks like that, but then we're just going to run into aggro decks that just don't care about our late guard units, so I kind of want to run early ones to stem the bleeding. Like this. We also said we wanted healing in the deck. Maybe carpet bombings are too slow. Maybe the Sendai regiments just aren't that great either. I originally had like the Hien and, you know, like this for like blitz, just get them out of nowhere kind of cards, but they're probably not good enough either in this meta. I'm not even sure the Lancaster is that great, honestly. Sometime later, I do want to show off a more bomber-centric version of of this deck that is running Empire Strikes, and we'll show that off. But I wanted to play with the Hurricane and the you know, wanted to play with the Fury plane because it's fun. Do we want to just throw more healing in? Do I want another one of those pinning bombers? Probably, because it's decent against aggro. And then just like fortifications. What do we think of this? Do we think Empire of the Sun is unnecessary? You know what we could be running, actually? Since we cut a bunch of our Japanese cards, I wonder if we want some what's it called, naval operation. Like, that's pretty good. It's effectively a cheaper shelling in the current metagame, right? Because most of the aggressive lists are ground lists. Like, do we really want this more expensive version? Obviously, this is just more powerful, but it's also just more expensive. It might not be necessary. It does stall, though. Just having a high density of those stalling cards might be good. I don't know, we can give something like this a try. What's a cut that we should make? Should we get rid of the Lancaster at the top end? I feel like we're still a little bit order dense. Maybe we don't want as many fortifications. I don't know. Problem with I feel for fortification, that's always like it's good against exactly aggro, and just it feels so bad to draw in other matchups. You want to keep the swordfish? Might be okay. That's a close air support. So he could be running Sudden Strike. Alright. Guess his hand wasn't well set up to deal with a start like that. Seems like a pretty early concession though, like presumably he's got some number of sudden strikes in his deck, or tactical strikes, something. I don't know. But yeah, we talked about getting rid of this card in favor of something else. Might think more about that. It's just such a strong card though in the right situations. It's probably wrong to cut it. Maybe we just throw out the Hurricane on our turn. I think that's okay. See what he does though. Showed us German cards. We probably don't want to play that out then. It's just going to get tactical striked. Yeah, I don't think it's right to just throw that out. There's a tactical strike we talked about. Alright, well, let's see if he has another one. Especially because we drew a second Hurricane. I'm fine to toss that one out. Sure. He's gonna get the draw cards, isn't he? Yeah, I probably is just supposed to trade. That sucks. Do we play this? So that's kind of nice because it's a way for us to gas back up. Yeah, I'm fine drawing 4 with that instead, sure. That's actually pretty good for us. Do we want to just bomb? If we play that, he probably plays the whatchamacallit. And then he has enough resources to move this forward and attack with it, which is annoying. If we play this to bomb that, he can just hit us with thingy with a B-17 or a death from above. So maybe we want to pin play Ultra. Hope he doesn't have another M18. So, how do we want to do this? Swordfish, and this is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I could also do this. That's probably better. We need to do this. I guess this dies to Avenger now, but this is another 4 damage. Definitely want to do that at some point. Okay. It's unfortunate we didn't get that earlier. Looks like we're gonna come up a little bit short this game. Yeah, I'm not sure what to do here. Do we play the Lancaster and pray or what? We have some time to draw into something decent though. Our HQ has a lot of HP. Wonder how our opponent is dealing with the aggro decks in the format. Well then, that's really, really good. But he has enough resources to eat the plane and kill the Takasagi, right? Yeah, that's a tough one. rough. Might have to save that for a different plane. I think we're just supposed to go face here. We've lost all of our hurricanes, right? I know we've definitely played 2 already. Yep, smart of him to get his unit out of range as best as possible. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think we can win from here. We'll see, though. We need the hurricane. I can't remember if we've played all 3. Looking for more gunship missions, I guess. Are we dead next turn? 4, 8, 12, etc. This on this doesn't win us the game. Like, we need the hurricane. So there's no point in giving it blitz. Nope. Oh, I should have given his unit blitz before I conceded. Oh well. Maybe we do want precision bombings in this deck since we have a lot of bombers now. They were in the deck before, but I cut them because there just like wasn't enough. I feel like if I were to do that, I'd have to like cut the carpet bombings or something. What do we think of this? Try it. It could very well be that the bomber centric version of this deck is just the better one. We're gonna try that out probably next week. I think we'll give this one a little bit more time, and then we'll just move on to the final deck of the day. See if we can get to FM with that one at least. It's just a German or a Japanese-German burn deck. Should be reasonable, right? I don't know what the optimal list is of those because I don't really play Japan Major all that much, but it should be a reasonable mix of cards that should be able to do something with. So, is this keepable? It means that this can bomb Gebirgsjäger at some point. Might be wrong to keep that though. Okay, precision bombing. Don't know if we're supposed to keep or Could have played this out so that we can finest hour bomb something next turn, but then we risk losing losing it. Yeah, maybe that was the play though. Okay, that's a decent turn 4 play. I had the sudden strike, so like that's kind of what I was fearing. I feel like I'm supposed to play the Blackburn here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4. Maybe I'm also supposed to just close air support it as well. Like, he would have killed me if he had just gone for my HQ originally, but it doesn't look like it's gonna matter. Oh well. Yeah, British decks. I don't think this deck is very competitive right now. Maybe it's misbuilt, though. I could have. It was probably also a mistake for me not to have played out the Swordfish the turn that I didn't. But he ended up having sudden strike, so eh. Sure. Opponent just has everything. Well, I think... Guess we're supposed to pin everything. Get rid of that. Am I supposed to play a Takasagi? Sure, he's got US. Yeah, maybe this is wrong because he could be running the 99th. Oh, that's annoying. Pretty much just looking to stall till we can get to carpet bombing at this point. You got a card. Three, four. Don't want him to have another card, but I don't want him to hit me in the face for 8 either. So hoping to Empire of the Sun this next turn. Now I'm not sure we can afford to, although we got that, so that's nice. Yeah, I think empiring now would be just a little too greedy. So we can make that a whatever. I think we just take the front line with this one. Don't make the same mistake we did with in that first game we played. All right. And like all of our guard units are gone too. Rough day with this deck. I think we'll call it there. Yeah, I don't know. There's a reason why this deck has fallen off in popularity. For sure. It's just, I don't know. It's incapable of dealing with the current decks that you'll most often run into. Seems to me. There's probably some changes that need to be made for sure in order to do so. I don't know what those are yet. It definitely needs some amount of life gain, I suppose. I'm just not sure what you cut for that, because every fortification you add to your deck just makes you worse against the non-aggro fields, the non-aggro matchups. But maybe that's just the sacrifice you need to make. So yeah. Well, next week we're gonna try a more bomber-centric one, like I said, and we'll see if it does better off the back of things like the Empire strikes and whatnot. But I don't know. Like the core of the deck is just more bombers instead of fighters, and I don't think that's gonna solve the main problems that this deck has at the moment. But anyway, so